This is Lawrence Gray having another adventure in the wilds of Essex. We're at Ingatestone, and it's a Tudor festival, is it not?
I believe it is.
That's right. And so don't forget to like, subscribe, share and all those sort of things. We're in Ingatestone Manor, which, as you will see, is a Tudor manor. The land was bought after the dissolution of the monasteries. All this place was owned by monastic monks, priests, that sort of thing, you know. Anyway, the dissolution of the monasteries came along and the land was sold off, and it was bought for 849 quid in 1539. I think it's probably, the price has gone up a bit. It's probably about 850 quid now. It was then that they built this, what you're going to see now was built around about that time. The guy who did that was a guy called William Petra. No idea why. I think Ingatestone, I think the names Stone and Petra kind of went together in his mind. And he died, well, not long after building it, apparently. But for the next 300 years, it was in their family. By the early 20th century, this place had fallen into a rather dilapidated state. But in the 1920s, they did a huge restoration job. It is noted for one of the first buildings, and this is going way back to 1539, that actually had indoor running water. How about that then? Smart outfit for a commoner. Methinks.
I am the master armourer.
You're master armourer. Okay.
And I have within the tent there an apprentice of mine who is a man at arms, and all my armour is within. And you may go in and have a look if you wish. There are different sized swords and a halberd and a double-handed poleaxe and.
So have you travelled out of the country to provide your services?
We travel round as a group. I spent my first years aboard a ship called the good ship Jesus, because I was born in Kent.
Okay.
And if you have a look upon the website of ours, my story is there as Nick. And my parents could not look after me, so at the age of 5, my uncle was already aboard the good ship Jesus, and it pulled into Ramsgate, and he worked on the gun deck on port side, and I was taken on as a powder monkey.
Oh, right.
So I spent my first 25 years on board ship. And I made my way up from powder monkey to a gun captain. And the day I gave up my sea voyage was when we were called out for the French, and we went out to see the French off, and we heard a big cheer go up at Portsmouth, and apparently we then got told to stow all the guns, shut all the port classes, and turn round, and everybody up on deck. So we came off the gun deck, went up on deck, and we could see the Merrie Rose was sinking.
Oh, right.
So we were told to try and keep the Merrie Rose afloat, so we threw her ropes and tried to keep her buoyant, but she just sunk. But I saw so many of my sailor friends die that day that it was time for me to give up the sea, because I cannot swim. Well, hardly any of us sailors could swim, and we saw all these people drowning, and it'd be just bodies floating everywhere. And I said to the captain, good Captain Howard, that I've had enough of this. So he paid me off with my coin I was entitled to for some of the ships that we'd captured and things that we'd done aboard ship. And I had quite a good amount of coin, and I met this cunning man who's in this tent who will take money off anybody. And we was having a few ales in a pub one night, and he said to me, well, why don't you join our group? Because we go around and do fairs, and I said, well, I'll have a bit of coin.
Yeah.
So I shall collect a bit of armour, and I shall do some trading in armour. So I trading armour from village to village, and he sells his wares. We have a barber surgeon that comes round with us, and sometimes
How's everybody made a wish?
a psychic physician there.
Well, so
And obviously we've got an archer, and the cooks and the ladies follow us. So we get our pottage and our food.
So how do you travel there? Is it caravan?
Horse and cart.
Horse carts?
Aye.
And you camp out, or is it's from
we
into winter?
We camp underneath the cart.
All right. So, and during winter? During the muddy periods of
Aye.
winter and...
Good day, my ladies.
and it is a marvel that they allow you to sit in your presence. So you should always bow to them and show them your reverence. But they are above us, and we are not prisoners. And because they are there,
It must always show reverence.
and so to our tale, St. Lawrence and the wishing line. You have to put your hand in the bag, make your wish, pull out, and then tie it on the string. But have a care, for asleep in the bottom of the bag is the baby crocodile. You make a wish, fellow?
Oh, well, yes, I guess so.
Just watch that baby crocodile in.
All right.
Don't forget to tie it upon the wishing line. Right, come forward. While doing the performance of this play, your wishes are granted to you by St. Lawrence himself. The alehouse! You've been in the alehouse! You're not supposed to do that before we do a performance, fellow! No! I do apologise for the behaviour of this puppet. He's in his cups! He's had much of the ale in the alehouse. Oh, fellow! Now here's someone who'll take care of this fellow. For here is his good woman, and her name is Jane. Oh, wake up, fellow, she says. Oh, you wake up, fellow. Oh, you wake up, fellow. Oh, and James doesn't...
You had sod eggs, which are the most marvellous veggies. What's the sod? Cheese and bread. The egg. A sod egg is an egg which is boiled. In fact, there may still be some at the cook station, but I would doubt, because they are, in fact, the favourite of most of the gentry and the common folk. And then the yellow is taken out and is pounded, and it is mixed with egg and milk and herbs and sometimes pepper, and then it is served in halves with the yellows put back in.
Oh, okay.
And it's right, well, have a fine cheese, have Welsh cakes, which if you wish is one of our cooks' specialities.
I'll have a bit of his.
And we have oat cake.
They're clearly rare.
Actually, it's quite good.
Right, well, Angara does in fact come from Wales.
Oh.
Ah.
And then we have this strange fruit.
Yes, which we know not its name.
Oh,
To see that in Tudor times.
It was brought over from a lady from Kent.
From Kent.
Yes, indeed.
Must have come in from one of the ports.
And I am using for the first time today an implement that I was given, which is a most strange thing, is it not?
so we've been to Tudor times, haven't we?
We have been way back in time to the Tudor period.
And what did we learn?
We learnt that they thought things were well good.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the language they were using, and well good was quite frequent.
Yes. So that sounds like 1990s youth speak in London, where things were well hard or well good. Like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And that it's supposed to say on YouTube's. And that's probably it for today.